spontaneous arrangement of particle into respectively orderly array or in a regular geometric form. That is a crystallization. So it is a exothermic process. That means it is a heat is evolved in this process. That's why it is known as exothermic process. So I have explained about what is melting, what is evaporation, what is condensation, and what is again a crystallization. These processes are the heat processes. In case of matter, whatever the matter is there. So in case of matter, particles are present in the matter. Particles are present in the disorderly manner. Particles are present in the matter in a disorderly manner. They are not in a proper order due to thermal agitation, due to thermal energy, as in case of gas. So highest disorderness is there. In case of liquid, there is a moderate disorderness, disorder line or disorderness. So in in the in the matter, there is a the particles are in a random, particles are in a disorderly manner due to thermal agitation, due to thermal or heat energy. And in case of gases, there is a high disorderness, high level of disorderness. In case of liquid, there is a moderate level of disorderness. In case of solid, there is a orderness. Okay, in case of solid क्या होता है, solid में क्या होता है कि orderness होता है, particles are arranged in a particular order. Liquid में क्या होता है, liquid में particles are arranged in a they are not arranged in a order. So they have moderate disarrangement. In case of in case of gases, they are highly disordered. Random होते हैं गैस में. मॉलिक्यूल्स क्या है, मॉलिक्यूल्स जो गैस का मॉलिक्यूल होता है वो रैंडमली होता है, हर एक एटम. Okay, but in case of liquid, there is a little bit moderate arrangement. So you can call moderate disorderness or moderate disorder line in the liquid. But in case of solid, there is a strong there is a orderness. So liquid gets crystallized when attractive forces between two particles between the particles are strong enough to overcome this the forces responsible for the disorderness. When liquid get crystallized when the attractive forces between particles they become stronger than the forces responsible the forces responsible for the disorderness. Okay, अगर लिक्विड में दो मॉलिक्यूल के बीच में फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन अगर बढ़ गया, फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन जो है वो ओवरकम करता है अगर force of disorderness, so that liquid will be crystallized. So liquid get crystallized when attractive forces between the particle they are strong and enough to overcome the, and then only crystallization will occur. So in case of gas, highly disorderness is there. In case of liquid, moderate disorderness is there. In case of solid, a highly orderness is there. So orderly arrangement of particle that is present in the solid. This crystallization will take place after supersaturation. Solution जो है that will become supersaturated when a solubility of solid in the solvent that exceed the saturation solubility, then it will be crystallized. So that means if you try to dissolve one if you try to dissolve one solid in a solution or in a solvent, and you are you are trying dissolving, you are adding the substances. Okay, so the solution will get a point, at point there will be saturation of solution. सॉल्यूशन वो सैचुरेट हो जाएगा, आप ऐड ही करते जा रहे हो. मतलब एक 50 ml आप क्या करो, 50 ml बीकर में पानी लो, उसमें शुगर ऐड करते जाओ. एक टाइम ऐसा है कि आप वो शुगर डिसॉल्व नहीं होगी. So that is known as a saturation. That is known as saturation point or saturation solubility. When solution becomes supersaturated, solution will become supersaturated when a solid in the solvent exceed the solution solubility. Then it will be crystallized. And this is the principle behind the crystallization. There are different applications for crystallization. Obviously, we have seen in the last lecture also. For example, purification of drug. So if you synthesize any drug by reaction, synthetic reaction, so that solvent may present as an impurity in the crystals. To remove that impurity, you used to recrystallize the product. Okay, for better chemical stability again. So crystalline form will have better chemical stability as compared to your liquid form. So liquid will not have chemical stability. Liquid are more prone to hydrolysis and all that. Crystalline form is good. Improved physical stability. Improved chemical, better chemical stability, improved physical stability, improved bioavailability. In case of certain drugs, for example, penicillin G. Not in case of all the drugs, because certain drugs are more bioavailable in case of amorphous form, in the amorphous form. But certain drugs are available which are which gives expected bioavailability in the crystalline form. For example, penicillin G. Then again, crystalline solid has a definite shape. Crystalline solid has a definite shape. There is a orderly there is a orderly arrangement of units. Okay, crystalline solid will have a definite shape and orderly arrangement of units. and has a low energy and low solubility. And again these crystalline solids will have sharp melting point. Crystalline जो होता है उसको melting point sharp होता है, definite melting point होता है उसको, particular melting point होता है, definite shape होता है, orderly arrangement होता है उनमें, जो भी units है, units of particle, जो units of nuclei, they are orderly arranged in the crystalline solid. That's why they will have a less energy and they will have a low solubility. In case of amorphous does not have any kind of shape. There is a arrangement of that nuclei or arrangement of particles that is a random. So there is a random arrangement of particles or nuclei in case of amorphous solid, and that's why they will not have definite shape, and that's why there is a higher energy involved in the amorphous solid, and that's why they will have high solubility. So they can ask you question on this solubility. कौन सा फॉर्म जो एक कंपाउंड का soluble है, कौन सा ज़्यादा soluble है, कौन सा कम है? तो crystalline form is less soluble, amorphous form is more soluble, because amorphous form will have more energy, your crystalline will have less energy, because there is a systemic arrangement over here. In case of amorphous, random arrangement is there. And in between these two, there is one more form known as a metastable. So there is a metastable form in between these two. So amorphous will be high. Amorphous will have highest solubility. Then metastable form will have then crystalline form. The polymorphs. What is meant by polymorphs? Polymorphism is nothing but the phenomenon of compound to exist in a different crystallizing form. So if particular compound has a different crystalline form, so you can call it as a polymorphism. Polymorphism is nothing but the phenomenon of compound to exist in a different crystalline form. That is polymorphism. So for example, 63% barbiturates drugs, they show polymorphism. 67% आपका steroidal drugs that will show polymorphism. 40% sulfur drugs also have polymorphism. This study of polymorphism is very important in our pharmaceuticals. Different polymorphic form will have different physical chemical properties. That study is very important. What are the properties of crystal? Crystal का property क्या होता है? So crystal, what is meant by crystal itself? So it is nothing but the solid particle formed by solid sorry, solid particle formed by solidification or crystallization process under favorable condition. So crystals are nothing but the solid particle formed by solidification or crystallization under favorable condition, which in which structural units are arranged by fixed geometric pattern. Crystal is nothing but the solid solid particle formed by solidification or crystallization process under favorable condition or under certain temperature and concentration. That is a favorable condition. Okay, so in which there is a uh, structural unit are arranged by fixed geometric form. That is nothing but the crystal. Now next, what is meant by crystal lattice? Orderly arrangement of crystal particles in the inside the crystal. So it is an orderly internal arrangement of particles in the three-dimensional space. So orderly internal arrangement of particles in the three-dimensional space, it is nothing but the crystal lattice. So ये crystal बनता कैसे? The unit is present in the crystal. So crystal is made up of different units. Crystal is not only one unit. Crystal is made up of different units. Okay. So unity is present in the crystal and either in the form of ions, molecule or atoms. So whatever the atoms, molecules or ions of that particular compound is there. So during crystallization, so first unit may get coincide to each other and they will form a clusters, and then they will form a nuclei, and then after that they will build up a crystal. So unit is nothing but the unit is nothing but they are the repeating unit for crystal formation. There are a lot of units present in the one crystal. बहुत सारे unit बन के ही crystal बनता है, ठीक है? और unit क्या है? Unit में भी either crystal unit क्या हो सकता है आपका? Ions हो सकते हैं compound के, आपके atoms हो सकते हैं, आपके molecules होते हैं. For example, in case of sodium chloride, in case of crystal of sodium chloride, okay, sodium and chloride are the ions. Okay, sodium is positive, chloride is negative. So electrostatic attraction between opposite charge. So Na plus Cl minus, they are electrostatic. Okay, these ions are held together by electrostatic attraction in the sodium chloride crystal. In case of diamond and graphite, two carbon carbon atom, they are two carbon carbon atom, they are held together by a covalent bond. In case of graphite and diamond, in case of graphite diamond, what is the unit for crystal? That is nothing but the covalent bond. In case of sodium chloride, what is the unit of crystal? That is nothing but the ions. Okay. Now in case of various organic molecules, various organic compound, okay, various organic compound, van der Waals forces and hydrogen bonding. तो यहाँ पे स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक है, सेंट्रल फोर्सेस हो गया है. इट इज वैन डेर वाल फोर्सेस एंड हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग इन केस ऑफ वेरियस ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स लाइक नेप्थलीन पैरा हाइड्रोक्सी बेंजोइक एसिड. तो ये इसके जो क्रिस्टल है नेप्थलीन के क्रिस्टल, पैरा हाइड्रोक्सी बेंजोइक एसिड के क्रिस्टल है, सो उसमें यूनिट क्या है क्रिस्टल का, दैट इज नथिंग बट द that is that is nothing but the two molecules held together by van der Waals forces or hydrogen bonding. That is the unit. Okay, in case of NaCl, unit is nothing but the two ions held together by electrostatic attraction. Then in case of graphite and diamond, two molecules of carbon held together by a covalent bond. So these units will multiply and form a crystal. These are just terms to understand what is crystal, crystallattice, unit. Now what is meant by unit cell? So unit cell is nothing but the smallest geometric part of, is the smallest geometric part of crystal. The smallest geometric part which will build a whole crystal. So crystal is made up of a unit cells. जो यूनिट होता है वो यूनिट के सेल्स ऐसे मल्टीप्लाई होकर जो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट यूनिट सेल है, तो वो एक they comes together to form a crystal. So crystal is made up of a unit cells. So unit cell is nothing but the smallest geometric form of crystal which will build a whole crystal. Crystal is bounded by plane of surface. Now these crystals are bounded by plane surfaces. The surface of crystal is known as a base. In crystal, okay, in crystal, in the crystal, the angle between two perpendicular intersecting faces. ठीक है, जैसे ये एक फेस है, ये एक फेस है, so एक फेस intersecting angle होगा यहाँ पे. So that intersecting angle between two perpendicular faces of crystal is known as an axial angle. Is known as an axial angle. So axial length. What is axial length? The distance between the centers of atom. Distance between two center of atom. That is nothing but the axial angle. So here you need to understand few terms. That is crystal. What is crystal? Crystal, that is unit. What type of unit will be there? The unit may be either of your ions, atoms, and molecule. Now unit cell means the smallest geometric part which can build a whole crystal, a unit. Okay, and the crystal is bound by plane surfaces. The surface is known as the faces, crystal faces. Okay, and in crystal, angle between two perpendicular intersecting faces, that is known as the axial angle. And what is axial length? The distance between the centers of two molecules of atom, that is the axial length. Now this X-ray diffraction pattern is useful for the determination of geometric form of crystal. Different shapes of crystal. So you have seen this unit cell will build a whole crystal. So depending upon the geometry, depending upon the favorable condition, depending upon the attractive forces, a unit cell will build a crystal and it will form a definite shape. So what are the different shapes? For example, a crystal may be of cubical shape. If the axial angle between the intersecting faces is 90 degree, then it will form a cubical shape. For example, in case of sodium chloride, and potassium chloride. So if axial angle अगर 90 है between two intersecting faces of crystal, so then it will form a cubical structure. Cubical structure होगा उसका. For example, in case of sodium chloride, potassium chloride, ठीक है, ये shapes आपको याद रखना है, important है. It may form a trigonal shape. For example, in case of urea and dihydrogen phosphate, trigonal shape. For or this unit cell may form this hexagonal shape. In case of ice of water and thyme, this is a rhomboidal shape. Example is not there, so rhomboidal shape. This one is known as a orthorhombic. So for example, barium chloride जो आपका, that will develop a crystal of orthorhombic shape, and sulfacetamide will develop a crystal of orthorhombic shape. This was question in GPAT 21. What is the shape of crystal of sulfacetamide? What will be the crystal shape for sulfacetamide? That is nothing but the orthorhombic. इसके ऊपर GPAT में क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. Monoclinic shape. For example, in case of hepatin hydrochloride and your sucrose, आपका जो शुगर है, cane sugar. So cane sugar and hepatin hydrochloride, they will form a monoclinic type of shape or monoclinic type crystal. Phenolphthalein and copper sulfate will form a triclinic type of shape. And this is known as the shapes of crystal. Okay, this was the shapes of crystal. Now external structure or external appearance of crystal. External appearance of crystal is known as a habit. It is known as a habit. So external appearance of crystal is known as a habit. Okay. So for example, naphthalene will have plate-like external structure of the crystal. बहुत सारे क्रिस्टल एक में के साथ जुड़ के हैबिट बनता है. तो दैट इज नथिंग बट द प्लेट. नेप्थलीन का हैबिट कैसा है? प्लेट शेप्ड है. फॉर एग्जांपल नेप्थलीन का प्लेट शेप्ड है और बाकी से आपका ये यहाँ पे टोलबिटामाइड एंड साइक्लाइजिन. टोलबिटामाइड साइक्लाइजिन. So that is nothing but the tabular shaped habit is there. That is a टोलबिटामाइड एंड साइक्लाइजिन. इसके एग्जांपल बाद में भी देखेंगे अपन टेबल ऑफ दैट. फॉर एग्जांपल सोडियम क्लोराइड. सोडियम क्लोराइड का जो हैबिट है वो क्या होगा? क्वाड्रेंट होगा. इक्वंट 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 होगा आपका सोडियम क्लोराइड का हैबिट. देन आपका columnar like this example, flucortisone acetate and triamcinolone and flucortisone acetate, this will have columnar habit. Then bladed like resorcinol will have bladed. Then naltrexonic acid will have acicular or prismatic. Prism or acicular. Acicular is also known as a prismatic. So this naltrexonic acid will have a acicular shape. These shapes are very important. So already they have already asked the question on this GPAT 21. So regarding the sulfacetamide, that is nothing but the orthorhombic. Okay, sulfacetamide का crystal shape क्या है? Orthorhombic. इसके ऊपर GPAT में question आ चुका है. I have summarized over there. The crystal shape. Okay, so drugs. Sodium chloride, potassium chloride will have cubical shaped crystal. Urea, potassium hydrogen sulfate will have tetragonal shape. Thymol and ice, water ice and thymol will have hexagonal. Then barium sulfate and sulfacetamide will have orthorhombic crystal. Sucrose, epinephrine, hydrochloride will have monoclinic shape. Naphthalene and copper sulfate will have triclinic. So these are the shapes of crystal. Okay, compound and their shape of crystal. Now external appearance, external external appearance or crystal habit. So in case of naphthalene, it is a plate shaped. Tolbutamide, cyclazine, they are a tubular habit. In flucortisone acetate, triamcinolone acetonide, that is a columnar. Erosinol will have bladed. Naltrexonic acid acicular, and sodium chloride equator. These shapes are very important. Next point is solvates and hydrates. So during the crystallization, if a crystal gets entrapped with the solvent of crystallization, then they are known as solvates. During crystallization process, some molecules of solvent gets entrapped in the crystal. That is known as solvates. So solvates are also known as a pseudopolymer. Remember, solvates are also known as pseudopolymers. For example, flucortisone with pentanol or ethyl acetate. So these are the solvent used to recrystallize or crystallize the flucortisone. So some molecules of this pentanol or ethyl acetate gets entrapped in the flucortisone crystal, and that is known as solvates. And if this solvent used for crystallization is the water, and if water gets entrapped in the crystal, then it is known as hydrates. Solvent is water and it is called as hydrate. Example: caffeine monohydrate, theophylline hydrate, ampicillin monohydrate, ampicillin trihydrate, like extracts. Theory of crystallization or process of crystallization. So first one, so this theory, crystallization occurs in the three steps. First one is supersaturation of your solution. Okay, then nucleation, and then crystal formation or crystal growth. So supersaturation means what? When a solubility of compound will exceed in the solvent, then solution becomes supersaturated. Then after that, there will be development of small nuclei, small clusters of compound, solid compound, and then development of nuclei, and because nuclei it is called as nuclei. Why? Because the when initially supersaturation is there, so there is development of particles. There is development of particles or small particles in a nuclear size particle. Nucleus का जो इतना size होता है उसके size के initially particle बनते हैं उसमें, and those particle comes together to form a clusters. These clusters are dissolved spontaneously, and again they join to form a nuclei. And these nuclei will join together to form a crystal. Okay, and then there is a crystal formation or crystal growth. So actual formation of crystal. So this crystallization occurs in the three steps. Now we now we'll see the Meier's theory of supersaturation. Okay, so Meier's theory of supersaturation is the basis for the crystallization. क्रिस्टलाइजेशन के लिए मियर्स थ्योरी रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है। सो मियर्स थ्योरी ऑफ सुपर सैचुरेशन के बारे में भी क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं आपको। सो मियर्स थ्योरी इज रिलेटेड विद द सुपर सैचुरेशन ऑफ compound in a solvent. So it is nothing but the plot of temperature versus concentration. The solubility, what is the relationship of solubility? What is the relationship of temperature and concentration upon the solubility of compound? That is given by Meier's theory of supersaturation. It gives the relationship between concentration and temperature at which crystal will spontaneously form in a initial solution without seeding. इसका मतलब ये है कि जब सुपर सैचुरेशन होता है, gives the definite relationship between concentration and temperature. कितने टेम्परेचर पे कितना concentration होगा तब जाके सुपर सैचुरेशन होगा. Relationship is given by Meier's theory of super saturation. It gives definite relationship between concentration and temperature at which crystal will spontaneously form in initial solution without seeding. Without seeding मतलब क्या है? यहाँ पे seeding मतलब यहाँ पे कोई भी solid particle डालना नहीं है उसमें. वो सुपर सैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन में there should be total absence of solid particle of your compound or crystal of your compound or solid particle of your contaminant or solid particle of impurity. So there should be absence. Then only mere theories give it gives the definite relationship between concentration and temperature at which crystal will form spontaneously from a solution without seeding. Okay. Super solubility curve indicate. Okay, so I will show you first. Okay, so it is known as a Meier's theory of supersaturation. ये जो diagram है यहाँ पे that is known as a Meier's theory of supersaturation. So concentration on y-axis, temperature on x-axis. This is known as a the relationship between concentration and temperature. It gives the relationship between concentration and temperature at which substance or compound will form a supersaturated solution and at the point at which crystallization will take place. Okay, so मैं बोल देता हूँ. You can see here is a curve number A and B. So AB curve, it is known as a curve AB. That is known as a normal solubility curve. Normal solubility curve. Compound dissolve होगा solution में जो भी solvent है उसमें और solubility उसका जो saturation है वो आ जाएगा. That is nothing but the normal solubility curve. तो यहाँ पे saturation हो गया. Saturation हो गया तो crystallization start होना चाहिए लेकिन होता नहीं because the crystallization does not start on this curve, it start beyond this curve. So this is known as FG curve. FG curve is known as super solubility curve. Super solubility curve. So ideally the crystallization should start at this point number C. It doesn't start at this point. It start at the neighboring point known as D. Crystallization or nucleation will start at the point D, and then there will be nucleation will start, and then this is just a Meier's theory of supersaturation. I will explain it now. Super solubility curve indicate the limit. What it indicate the limit which nucleus formation start spontaneously, and consequently a point where there is a super solubility curve indicate the limit at which nucleus formation starts spontaneously, and consequently the point where relation where there is an absence of any solid particle. ये जो कर्व था आपका सुपर सोलिबिलिटी कर्व, दैट सोलिबिलिटी कर्व इंडिकेट द लिमिट एट व्हिच nucleus formation will start. This means a very small crystal. Nucleation will start. Absence of any solid particle. उसमें कोई solid particle नहीं होना चाहिए. Plot of temperature versus concentration. It is nothing but the plot of temperature versus concentration. Okay, so whatever I have shown you, the curve AB represented the normal solubility and at any point of the curve, that point represents the solute in the equilibrium with the solvent. Now there is another curve known as FG. I have shown you that indicate the super solubility, which is also parallel to the this FG curve indicate the limit at which nucleus formation starts spontaneously. Region between AB and FG is known as a metastable region, and metastable means it is not stable, it will undergo changes. है आपका normal solubility curve A and B. ये definite concentration and temperature at which is super saturation solubility. Saturation solubility curve है अपनी normal solubility curve. Okay, this parallel curve EFG is nothing but the super solubility curve और super saturation curve. Okay, saturation हो गया तो उसका nucleation स्टार्ट होना चाहिए। जैसे सुपर सैचुरेशन हो गया, नॉर्मल सोलिबिलिटी कर्व आ गए, तो वहाँ पे ये पॉइंट जो है सी, पॉइंट सी, इसके ऊपर आपका न्यूक्लिएशन स्टार्ट होना चाहिए आइडियली। ऐसा होता नहीं है, ये न्यूक्लिएशन यहाँ नहीं स्टार्ट होता, ये पॉइंट डी के ऊपर स्टार्ट होता है। तो द नेबरिंग region between about the point D. Reaction will start here and then crystal growth will be. The Mears theory state that for the crystallization, a solution must be supersaturated. That is F and G. So next, liquid can be, we have seen this, a plot of temperature versus concentration that will give you a definite relationship between the concentration, temperature, and solubility. The curve AB represents the normal solubility curve. At any point of this curve, that represents the equilibrium between solute and solvent. Now, curve FG gets the super solubility curve, which is also parallel to this curve. It indicates the limit at which nucleus formation start spontaneously. Then between these two curves, that is known as the metastable region, and it undergo spontaneous changes. The liquid can be cooled few degree below its freezing point without causing crystallization. जैसे मान लीजिए कि आप वाटर है, वाटर को उसके जो फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट है उसके नीचे के टेम्परेचर पे कूल करना है आपको, क्या होगा? सो वाटर can be cooled without causing crystallization. Whatever the temperature range is there, okay, whatever the limit is there, so liquid can be cooled few degree below its freezing point without crystallization. This is the limit. When it exceeded, there is crystallization. This limit is exceeded can cause crystallization. C. Definite concentration and temperature upon cooling. Crystallization expected to start the point at P, but doesn't start. It start with the D. As per the Mayer's theory, crystallization doesn't start at point P, I have shown you, but start the neighborhood between point D. In certain condition, if conditions are specified, means temperature and concentration. Ideally, nucleus formation start at the on the curve FG, and crystal growth begins. The Mayer's theory. So this is the Mayer's theory of supersaturation. Now, limitations of Mayer's theory of supersaturation. Limitation क्या है? First, this theory states that the crystallization start at a super solubility curve, but crystallization takes place in the area rather than the line. तो ये theory के accordingly क्या है? crystallization FG के जो curve है FG curve, इसके ऊपर start होना चाहिए point पे, लेकिन crystallization एक point पे start नहीं होता या फिर एक curve पे start नहीं होता. It start within a certain area, within a certain range of area. That is the limitation. Solution kept longer period. Solution kept for long period. Nucleation start well below the super solubility curve. लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन के लिए आपने सॉल्यूशन रख दिया तो वहाँ पे न्यूक्लिएशन हो जाएगा जस्ट बिलो द सुपर सोलिबिलिटी कर्व, उसके नीचे ही हो जाएगा ये कर्व के नीचे. एंड न्यूक्लिएशन स्टार्ट वेल बिलो सुपर सोलिबिलिटी कर्व बिकॉज न्यूक्लियर फॉर्मेशन डिपेंड्स ऑन द एक्सीडेंटल कोलिजन ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ सॉल्यूट इन विच. तो न्यूक्लिएशन में क्या होता है कि न्यूक्लिएशन में कोलिजन बिटवीन टू मॉलिक्यूल्स होता है और बाद में न्यूक्लियर बनता है. ठीक है, सुपर सोलिबिलिटी ये जो मियर्स थ्योरी है उसका एक ड्रॉबैक यहाँ पर लिमिटेशन है. अगर आपने वो सुपर सैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन लॉन्ग पीरियड में रखा, अल्टीमेटली वो सुपर सैचुरेटेड बन जाता है और because of the collision between molecules nuclear formation will start and automatic then crystallization will. Okay, there is another drawback, another limitation of this theory. So large volume of solution is there, so this theory again is not applicable. So again same problem, because of accidental collision nucleation will be there in a large volume solution. So large volume solution and if solution kept for long period. So these are the limitation. Again, Mayer's theory is applicable for only pure solid and solvent. So Mayer's theory is applicable for only pure compound. अगर pure solvent है आपका, pure solvent है, solute अगर pure है तो ये applicable है. Okay, which is a very tedious task. It is not easy to obtain a pure solvent and solute. And during the storage period, during the storage period, crystallization during the storage period of for crystallization, millions of dust particles can enter into the solution and initiate the nucleation. जैसे आपने solution रख दिया तो जो हवा में जो particles होते हैं, so they are not visible by eyes, but they are there, they are present there. They get deposited in the solvent and they cause nucleation and crystal growth. That's why if Mayer's theory is applicable only for pure solvent and solute and is used and during storage period, storage period of crystallization, millions of dust particles can enter into and initiate the nucleation. That is also a drawback. Then another condition for obeying the Mears theory of supersession. क्या क्या condition आपको ये करना है तब जाके Mears theory is applicable. Okay, so the condition for obeying this theory, Mears theory of supersession. Solute and solute must be pure fasting. Solution must be free from any solid particle or any solid foreign matter, any soft crystal. So it should be free from any solid content. It should be free from your solid particle, foreign solid matter, soft crystal must be not there. The process there should be not be temperature fluctuation. So if you satisfy this condition, then only Mears theory is obeying. Conditions for obeying the Mears theory. This theory is the basis for our crystallization. Okay. So now this is diagram in front of you. This is known as a solubility diagram. This is known as a solubility diagram. Now the temperature here here on y-axis you are able to see parts of anhydrous salt for the 100 parts of water. कितने पार्ट सॉल्ट के सोल्यूबल है 100 ml में 100 मतलब 100 पार्ट्स ऑफ वाटर में ओके उसका रिलेशन है टेम्परेचर में सो हियर एक्सिस एंड ऑन एक्सिस x axis temperature is there. So let's start first curve. So this first curve number 1, that is a KNO, potassium nitrate. Okay, potassium nitrate. Curve number is 1 for potassium nitrate. So in this case what happens, so increase in temperature will increase the solubility. जैसे जैसे टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज करेंगे तो उसका सोल्युबिलिटी इंक्रीज हो जाएगा मतलब पार्ट्स ऑफ अनहाइड्रस सॉल्ट पर 100 ml 100 पार्ट्स ऑफ solute or 100 parts of solvent or water. That is solubility of KNO3 potassium nitrate will go increasing with increasing the temperature. Okay. Now let's see the second curve, that is curve of sodium chloride. This dark line, second dark line. So here what happens? So increase in the temperature, increase in the temperature uh, increase in the temperature will increase the solubility initially and then stagnant period. Okay, so then does not affect the solubility. And third one is the curve for sodium sulfide, sodium sulfide. So this third curve is given denoted by dark dotted line. Okay, so from here initially increase in the temperature will increase the solubility. Okay, increase in the temperature will increase the solubility, or once there is a once there is a up to this point there is a hydrous form. Okay, there is a hydrous form, and at this point there is a loss of water from this water of crystallization from this point, and further increase in temperature will again lose water molecule, and after that initially there will be increase in the solubility as there is increase in the temperature, and after that there is a fluctuation as there is a loss of water crystallization, and then it become once it become anhydrous form, so it will the solubility will decrease. ठीक है यहाँ से नीचे की तरफ झुका होगा so so when solubility is increased upon increasing the temperature, when there is a hydrous form, and when there is it become anhydrous, so solubility will go decreasing. That is a solubility curve for sodium is sodium thiazolate. Okay, so this solubility curve is very important. ये solubility curve number 2 जो है ये GPAT 21 में पूछा था. The solubility curve sodium chloride will show one of the following, और उसके नीचे ऑप्शन थे ये फिर से भी देख लेंगे अपन. Now curve number 4, that is a sodium carbonate. Curve number 4 is of sodium carbonate, this dotted line. So there is a drastic increase in the solubility. There is a drastic increase in the solubility when you increase the temperature. Drastic increase in the solubility when you increase the temperature, and at a certain point after that there is a decrease in solubility. So up to this hydrous form was there. So hydrous form में इसे dehydrated सोडियम कार्बोनेट dehydrated, तो उसमें क्या होगा कि वाटर मॉलिक्यूल लॉस होगा. सो dehydrated हाइड्रस फॉर्म ज़्यादा सोल्यूबल होता है. Then उसके बाद में इधर ऑक्टाहाइड्रेट होता है, सॉरी पेंटाहाइड्रेट होता है, और में ये जैसे अनहाइड्रस फॉर्म बनता है तो दैट सोलिबिलिटी विल बी डिक्रीज. दीज आर नोन एज सोलिबिलिटी कर्व्स. देखो सोडियम कार्बोनेट का अनहाइड्रस फॉर्म है, यहाँ पे मोनोहाइड्रेट फॉर्म है. सोडियम कार्बोनेट H2O मींस सोडियम कार्बोनेट H2O मींस सोडियम कार्बोनेट मोनोहाइड्रेट. यहाँ पे इधर 5 होना चाहिए. कार्बोनेट पेंटाहाइड्रेट, सोडियम कार्बोनेट हाइड्रेट. सो जब तक डेकाहाइड्रेट फॉर्म है तब तक सॉल्बिलिटी ड्रास्टिकली इंक्रीज होती है. सो इफ यू इंक्रीज द टेम्परेचर, solubility will be drastically increased. Okay, and when it become a monohydrate, solubility is decreased. Okay, remember this solubility curve number one like this. Okay, curve number one पर ये शेप याद रखो, शेप भी याद रखा तो भी समझ आएगा. So for sodium potassium nitrate, so this increase in the temperature will increase the solubility. For sodium chloride, initially increase in the temperature will increase the solubility and then stagnate. Okay, then for sodium thiosulfate, increase in the solubility will also increase in the temperature will also increase the solubility up to certain point and then fluctuation. Okay, then fluctuation means hydrous form will be lost and under anhydrous form will be there. So there is a decrease in solubility. And curve number 4, sodium carbonate. So up to the hydrous form, the solubility is increased drastically upon increasing the temperature, and then once it get converted into monohydrate form, solubility will decrease. Okay, so you can see curve number 1 is for your, it indicates the solubility curve for potassium nitrate, and most of it is the most common type of curve amongst the other solubility curve. Solubility is increased with increasing the temperature. Now curve number 2 indicate the solubility curve for sodium chloride. Okay, solubility increases to a marginal extent with increase in the temperature. After that, stagnant. So that is nothing but the question. This question was in a GPAT 21. Then curve number 3 indicates the solubility curve for sodium thiosulfate. Okay, solubility increases rapidly with increasing the temperature, but fluctuations observed in the curve represent the different hydrates. बाद में anhydrous form का solubility कम होता है. Curve number 4 indicates the solubility curve for sodium carbonate. Unusual type of curve. Here, a solubility of sodium carbonate increases with increasing temperature if it is in a hydrated form, जैसे decahydrate, pentahydrate. तब तक उसका solubility increase होता है. Once it turn monohydrate, the solubility will decrease. पे ये charts. ये भी एक मिस्टेक हो चुका है. 5:5 H2O चाहिए था यहाँ. Sodium pentahydrate, sodium decahydrate, sodium pentahydrate, and sodium carbonate monohydrate. So rest of the things are correct. Okay. Now this one is known as the metatable form. This small dots on curve number 3. Okay. Curve number 3 पे जो है ये dots तो main dot तो that is a stable form. But in meanwhile there is a simple like dot that is a metastable form. Metastable है. Okay, stable है. We have seen this chart is new, just today I have made this chart. Methods for super saturation for crystallization, कि solvent को आप super saturate कैसे कर सकते हो. By cooling there will be super saturation, by evaporation of solvent super saturation will be there, or by adding the third component like salting out or precipitation or pH change. These are the method to make a solution super saturated. Equipment used for crystallization, these are nothing but the agitated batch crystallizer, then Swenson-Walker crystallizer, uh, crystal crystallizer, and vacuum crystallizer. So we'll see these crystallizers in short, and there is short description. इसका कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्किंग जो है वो आपके जीपैट के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. वो आप कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्किंग क्या है, एडवांटेज क्या है, डिसएडवांटेज क्या है, दैट इज फॉर सेमेस्टर, दैट इज नॉट मच इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर जीपैट. तो जीपैट के लिए क्या इम्पोर्टेंट है, स्वेंसन वाल्कर क्रिस्टलाइजर और इसका एक शॉर्ट डिस्क्रिप्शन, वो अभी नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में आएगा. क्रिस्टल क्रिस्टलाइजर इसका शॉर्ट डिस्क्रिप्शन, वैक्यूम क्रिस्टलाइजर शॉर्ट डिस्क्रिप्शन. ये केकिंग ऑफ क्रिस्टल इज डिफाइंड एज द प्रोसेस ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ or cake when crystal is improperly stored. Crystal, okay, crystal humidity is nothing but is the humidity at which crystal will absorb the moisture and below which it will not absorb the moisture. Different crystallizers. First one is a agitated batch crystallizer. So in this solution is made super saturated by decreasing the temperature of the solvent. Okay, solution is made super saturated by decreasing the temperature and then allow the crystals, okay, to from super saturated solution. Agitation of the solution result in the formation of uniform crystal size. Agitated मतलब क्या, यहाँ पे agitated मतलब यहाँ पे stir करना, stirring with agitated batch crystallizer. Stirring is also there. Solution फर्स्ट में क्या है, जो भी solution है उसमें super saturated लाते हैं by decreasing the temperature. Once it becomes super saturated, it will form a crystals. Okay, it will form a crystals. And this, if you want to get uniform size crystal, so you have to stir it properly with a controlled rate. Rate of stirring is very important. Then again, rate of cooling is important, or rate of heating is also important. Okay? These you can control the crystal size by rate of by controlling rate of your cooling, rate of your agitation, rate of okay, rate of addition. And next one is the Swenson-Walker crystallizer. So cold water is passed in opposite direction to the flow of hot concentrated solution. इसमें क्या है कि जो सॉल्यूशन का आपको क्रिस्टलाइज करना है, वो हॉट सॉल्यूशन जो है वो एक साइड से पास करते हैं और दूसरे साइड से कोल्ड वाटर पास करते हैं. जब कोल्ड वाटर इस कांटेक्ट में आएगा तो देयर विल बी कूलिंग ऑफ दिस कॉन्संट्रेटेड सॉल्यूशन और सुपर सैचुरेशन विल बी देयर. So there is a super saturation and subsequent crystal they are deposited. Agitation prevents the here agitation prevents the collection of crystal on cooling surface. Crystals are simultaneously separated from mother liquor, and mother liquor can be again passed to recrystallize. So it is a continuous process. Samson-Walker crystallizer. Then next one is a crystal crystallizer. So इसमें क्या होता है, इसमें दो chambers होते हैं. There will be two chambers, separate chamber for super saturation and separate chamber for crystallization. So separate chamber for super saturation, that is known as a vapor head, and crystallization chamber, that is known as a crystallization chamber. Super saturation is induced by evaporating the hot solvent. भी solvent है, mixture है आपका, उसको evaporate करो. So by evaporation, yeah, rate of evaporation is very important. Okay, rate by evaporation, super saturation is done, and then evaporation and vacuum. Super saturated solution and crystal are maintained in a fluidized state. ये सुपर सैचुरेशन एक चैम्बर में होता है, बाद में क्रिस्टलाइन चैम्बर में क्रिस्टल बनते हैं. तो क्रिस्टलाइन चैम्बर में इट इज मेंटेन इन द फ्लूइडाइज्ड स्टेट. So crystals are maintained in the fluidized state to get a uniform crystal size in the crystallization chamber. When a desired crystal are grown, desired size crystal are developed, they get settled down by the gravity, and and fine crystal along with the saturated solution will again circulate for the this super saturation for the circulation. This is again continuous step. So this was regarding the